be a young adult librarian if
you've ever played hide and seek in the library.
I need to do that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Q&A The Librarian Way. I am Julia from Sunbeam Yellow.
And I'm Emily from The Gnoming Librarian.
And if you're watching this video, that means you have survived the end of the world. And it is the end of the year, and so today's video is us sharing with you our top 10 favorite books from 2012.
In no particular order, these are books that we read this year that we really enjoyed. So this is my number one. I really loved Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. It's about this boy who is trying to find an Easter egg in the virtual world in order to inherit the billions of dollars that this computer genius has left for whoever finds the egg. That's not why I loved it though. Why I really loved it was because it's filled with 80s pop culture references. So there's John Hughes, there's The Goonies, there's music, there's TV shows, there's Atari. It was just awesome, and so I ended up post-it noting almost the whole book to mark my favorite passages. So if you like 80s pop culture, if you like adventure novels, make sure you check out Ready Player One by Ernest Cline.
My number two is Across the Universe by Beth Revis. This is about a girl named Amy whose parents have really important jobs like science-y jobs and like army type jobs, and so the world has gotten so out of control they are frozen and put up into space, and they will wake up 300 years to start a new society. But Amy is woken up 50 years too soon, and she discovers that someone has tried to murder her. And the reason I loved this book is that it is so sci-fi, but it has such a dystopian twist, and I like to see those two intermix.
Number three, Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wine. I absolutely love this book. I listened to the audiobook, which I'm not a huge fan of audiobooks, but this one I would just drive around in my car so I could listen to it more. It's read by two different actors, and they both have accents, which is just awesome. But it tells the story of these two girls, these friends, in 1940s England who are dealing with the war, and it's just a really wonderful story about bravery and loyalty and friendship, and I just absolutely loved it. So check out Codename Verity if you're a fan of historical fiction. Number seven, Mothership by Martin Leicht and Isla Neal. It's about a girl who goes up in space and lives in this cruise ship in the air, and she's pregnant and there's an alien attack, and I know it sounds crazy, but it was hilarious, and it has these awesome chapter titles, and it reminded me a lot of Juno, and it just was a lot of fun. So if you like weird, quirky books about aliens and pregnant teenagers, check out Mothership by Martin Leicht and Isla Neal.
Number 8 is Unholy by Neil Shusterman. I can't say enough about the Unwind series, and I was so excited when this sequel came out because it was pretty unexpected for me. But it's basically a society where there's no longer abortion for babies, but there's abortion for teenagers called unwinding. And this is such an action-packed book, one of the only books I've been able to get my husband to read, so I highly recommend it.
And number 9 is The Diviners by Libba Bray. So I totally fangirl out when I think of Library. I want her to be my best friend. But it's a great story. It's kind of different for her a little bit. It's a historical fiction book, and it's set in the 1920s, and there's Ouija boards and ghosts and this big mystery about who is following people, and it's just a lot of fun. So if you like Library's voice and you like really good, fun ghost stories, make sure you check out The Diviners. It's a little thick, but just keep plowing through. It's awesome.
And number 10 is Jane by April Lindner. This is a retelling of Jane Eyre in a contemporary point of view with young adults involved. And I feel like Jane Eyre is one of those classics that students don't pick up because they either don't want to read it on their own or they're just not required to read it in school. And this is a really cool way of getting the classics into students' hands.
Thanks for listening. We would love to hear what your top 10 books of the year are. Just leave those down below, and also leave any questions and comments. We're starting to plan what we're going to do in 2013, so we would love to have your questions to add to our schedule. Thanks for joining us. I'll be back next week for a library short, and enjoy the new year.
Bye. Hey Emily, what are you checking out?
I am checking out For Darkness Shows the Stars by Diane Peterfreund. I just started it, so I don't really know who I'm checking out in it yet, but I'm enjoying it so far. Who are you checking out, Julia?
I'm checking out Luke in Alice by Naomi Rich. This has been a really great surprise for me. It is about a very strict religious community where a 14-year-old girl is told she has to marry her 40-year-old minister, and there's all kinds of twists that come into play. See you next week.
Bye.